What's up, y'all? Thought I'd do another vid just out of boredom. Just some general thoughts, I guess. You see, I got my fire going. Been having some issue because this area is, the trees around here seem to be hit by some sort of fungus disease. I've been snapping these twigs, these branches off all these pines around here, and they all seem to be dry rotted up in the trees. So, it's been a little more challenging than I thought. I mean, it's only 2 nights, so it's not like I'm going up to Canada and try to survive for 3 months. No big deal. Yeah, I finally got to go around to watching that documentary Alone in the Wild yesterday. And I had to laugh about how much crying the guy did, how much complaining. It just kind of hit me earlier. Exactly what I've got myself into. It's quiet. I'm alone. Not used to that. Really ain't. But then again, I'm one of those guys that I love the forest. I've got experience working in it, playing in it. So it doesn't really bother me. Granted, I got maybe a quarter pound of food to work with for 2 days. Oh well. I'll probably stay here tonight. Maybe move on in the morning. I originally was going to stay here for 2 nights. So me personally, I'm thinking it might be cool to camp somewhere else tonight. I ain't sure. Maybe find a spot with some better wood. Instead of all this disease-ridden stuff. Oh wow, the moon's coming out. Oh, half moon. Be full moon another week and a half, 2 weeks. Tell you what, this is kind of fun out here. And just in case y'all are curious, yes, I set the camera up across from the fire on purpose. One thing I gotta note for those guys that are just getting started into this mess, this bushcraft stuff, we're from out in the city or whatever. It was brought to my attention yesterday when I was watching that 2.5 hour documentary. If you don't go into this with the right mindset, it doesn't matter your skills, your gear, your confidence. For me personally, the right mindset's important. It's like the most important thing. If you go into this thinking that it's going to be tough, that you might fail, that you go in scared out of your mind, you're going to crack, you're going to fail. It's just a matter of time. Me, I'm certain I can do this. This is easy. Just 2 nights. Most everybody out there can do 2 nights. Even in the middle of December. Here it is for me, December, what, 22nd? 21st? And I'm experiencing fortunate weather. Having a good time, actually. This is a lot of fun. Me doing this. I'm rather fortunate being able to do this. This almost didn't happen. Do the one thing or another. Yeah, I'm pretty sure y'all can't make this out, but some of this wood is pretty rotten, pretty punky. Which is weird because I'm pulling it off of live trees. It's like the lower branch is just dying. This has got to be some sort of disease. And I don't know what this is. I am not an expert. So, not a tree expert. And it's being an issue. But things seem to be moving right along. Fire's starting to develop a good bed of coals, so I'm not too worried about it. I think it'll be pretty good. Here in a little bit, I think I'm gonna fix me up a cup of that mint tea that my wife sent along. Just to have something hot to drink. I don't want to have any caffeine tonight. Don't want to dehydrate myself too much. I gotta be careful with my water supply. I've only got 40 ounces. And I'm a good ways away from any viable water source. Yeah, there's a swamp nearby, but I'm not itching to mess with that. I'm sitting here, I'm listening to a pack of dogs off in the distance over there. It'd be fun to know what they're baying at. My guess is some of them caught wind of a deer. Around here in Virginia, they run dogs to hunt deer. Same as some other states would run dogs for pigs or wild hogs. That's personally not my style of hunting, but I've got respect for the dogs that do it. And for the people who do it, because it's not easy to train a dog to do just about anything. I've got a pointer that I've been trying to train to bird hunt, but haven't been successful at it. Maybe it's because I probably just haven't put the time and effort into it. Y'all should try this sometime. I tell you what. Since I've got the courage to do this, since I'm setting out to do this first, I'm going to go ahead and toss the challenge out. For any of you who think you're crazy enough, who trust your significant other, your best buddy, whoever, do what I call a blind bag challenge. This is what I'm doing right now. It amounts to, you don't pack your own bag. You don't get to know what's in that bag. It's a total secret. You don't open that bag till you found and selected your campsite. You open the bag on camera. Your partner, your significant other, your spouse, whoever, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever you do. They pick and choose the area you're going to. They can go so far as to tell you what trail to hike up, how far you're going. They can give you a task list, things you're supposed to accomplish. And they tell you how long you're going to be gone. They drop you off. You're completely alone. You can bring your dog if that makes you feel better. Or if two of you want to get together and do it. And if you just want to go ahead and two of you want to go but you don't have anybody else to do it, swap packs. There's no item limit. There's no restriction on what to take. It's just you lay out your gear, everything you have available, and somebody else goes through and packs your bag for you. They pack your rations, your cutting tools, your sleep systems, whatever. Whatever they want to throw in there, that's what you do. And that's pretty much where I'm going. I got fortunate in that my wife, she just told me to go down an old dirt road, however far I wanted to go, and find me a camp. That's how this went. However, before I left, she spent a whole lot of time razzing me, having all kinds of fun. I made the mistake of letting her know about this challenge about 2 to 3 weeks prior, and she teased me unmercifully about it, give me all kinds of trouble. It's been humorous though. The other night she packed my bag, and just because I was being a Snoopy sucker, I went out in the garage where I had my gear laid out, and I mean I had everything, all my knives, axes, saws, all of it. She had gotten slick on me. She packed my bag and then hid all the excess equipment, all my knives, axes, whatever. But I noticed when I went out there that she hadn't attached an axe to my pack. Now, some of you might think that's a big deal, but this is the first time in my life that I can honestly recall being in the woods without an axe of any kind. Even if I didn't bring it, somebody else brought the axe. An axe is indispensable out here. There are so many jobs I could be doing right now because if I had an axe, I mean, I could be working on a lean-to shelter because I can process the wood quickly. I could be pounding in a reflector. I can't trust the wood around here seriously for batons because it's so rotten. So I'm having to work with what I've got, with the skills I have. Fortunately tonight it's kind of warm. Not too bad. I may have to throw my jacket on later. Oh yeah, and the other side of the challenge, a bonus, your partner picks what you're wearing, what actually goes on your back. My wife chose the outfit I'm wearing. Fortunately, she let me have my good boots. 700 gram thin slit boots from Cabela's that are at least water resistant. I'm looking at the sky tonight. It's nice and clear. I shouldn't have any issues. But yeah, if you think you got the cojones to do it, I challenge anyone to go for it. If you think you got the skills to do this, go for it. In my mind, this is actually a fairly realistic challenge, as if this were an actual survival situation, as people like to say. This was actually when things went south on you. Say your house burned down and now you were living in a cabin, your house burned down. Now you got a very limited amount of resources available. Or you're wandering down the highway and your car breaks down and you're on some deserted highway like some I've seen in the middle of Texas or Oklahoma or eastern Colorado, where you might not see a car again for 4 or 5 days. You again have to work with what's available. You don't get to pick what's there. You don't get to pick the circumstances under which you have to operate. So, in my mind, this is a realistic challenge, and I challenge all of you to do this. Don't be afraid, step up. Pick a time block. Say, I'd like to go during this period, but you can plan it all for me. Pack all my stuff. There you go. And you can spend a few days chilling out by a campfire like me, doing bushcraft. Oh, and that's the other thing. I remember a while back on. I saw a heated debate come up about the difference between bushcraft and survival. It's come up several times, I've noticed. And for me, as I've said this before, but the difference between bushcraft and survival is the circumstances under which the events happen. I'm out here doing this on purpose. This is bushcraft, or woodscraft as I prefer to call it. I'm doing this the hard way, and I'm doing it on purpose. But I'm not really doing it the hard way for me. I mean, I brought shelter with me. I didn't know I brought it, but the point is I have modern equipment. Survival is when it happens to you. Like the scenarios I described. You didn't mean to get there, but you're in it anyway. You know. This will probably be my last vid tonight. Gonna cook me up some chow. I'm not too sure what. Got a little bit of something in there I can use. Well, I just hope you all enjoy this video series that I'm doing here. 2-3 days of a half-nuts joker out in the wild. I'm listening to people going cruising through here hunting. Pretty good sized rig there. There you go. At any rate, my hat's off to those who have the cojones to try this. To those who have done it before and those who will do it in the future. Alright. I'll see you around the fire ring.